Good morning everyone, it's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and today it is Velzard's turn once again for a showcase video, our third of Velzard, which I know doesn't really mean much when we have like 10 Millims and 8 Rimarus, but she is a recurring character who has been featured on a number of banners recently. Well, maybe not recently, but Water 1.0 is a long time ago. But space, and then we get this fire version of her. And she is a very selfish DPS, an AoE DPS at that. So physical attack growth uses a hammer, and her skills are an AoE fire physical for 255%. When you get that totally leveled up, it's 295%. And then if you get her to 6-star, then it's 300% from her awakening trait. So she can definitely hit pretty hard. Her first skill is an attack buff of 30% and an alt buff by 40%. Now, for 15 points, that's really good. And you put her on a team that, rushes alts like AoE, like Protector Guy, and you can do a lot of damage between her and Leon, which is what we're going to try and do today. And then her second skill, Fervent Love, is an orb steal. So take 2 orbs and make them hers alongside the same skill as Earth Benny and Light Daggerel. And then increases secret skill gauge by 14% on all orbs, which is fine. At least it's any orb and not just like specifically oranges. So that's cool. Her Valor trait is the first of its kind, where when you switch this character in and use any orbs whatsoever, any defense skill is sealed for 1 turn, and if you get her awakened up more, it is twice per battle instead of once per battle for 1 turn. That's interesting. Defense changing skills are not the most used thing in Valor Cup. Mainly it's magic changing for orbs or attack skills, but there can be a precedent to seal some of those just in case. So it's cool, and we'll expect other skill ceilings to come now later down the line. And then her actual trait is Pierce Power, which she doesn't have Pierce. No one's giving her Pierce, and she doesn't have Pierce Power unless you run her with the new Shizu. So it's pretty much only used as like a support kind of trait. And then there's the extra 5% for the alt damage. She also gets more Pierce Power when what does it say here? Well, you get more Pierce Power on her EX board, and she's a self-buffer on the EX board as well. So, let's go ahead and test her out. I mean, there aren't a lot of places we can use an AoE fire unit, so that's not going to come into play, and she's definitely not the DPS to take into EX5 Tempered Edge, right? So, we'll do like 1 or 2 battles in PvE, and then we'll go into Valor Cup and use her a little bit. So, let's get this started. Alright, so this is the first team we're going to use. It's the fire team, but since we don't need Guy, because she already has an alt buff, we've brought in Fire Millim to give her crit instead. So ideally we could do fire attack, crit, and then her own personal attack buff and alt buff, and we'll see how we do. We're on Crucible 93 versus Trainee and Trya. It's the only real Crucible stage that's high that has more than 1 enemy, so it's kind of slim pickings, because the other 2 stages are single target enemies. One's Romorus, and then one is just Golem again. So I didn't think that would really be necessary. We'll take her into Golem just to see how she can do against that, but these fights will be quick because they just can't hold up to this 2.0 fire meta. So let's see what we get as a starting hand. Okay, we get a few hero orbs, which does work out in our favor. So what we can do is we can actually steal. So we've got 4 heroes and 2 Shizus, and now we're suddenly going to have 6 Velzards. So let's go ahead and steal that. We're getting alt gauge buff from all of these now, so I think we'll send 4 here and we'll send 2 here. Spread the damage out, that way one doesn't die, because, oh yeah, they can't deal with damage. But we should have an alt already. So I guess we can just chill. And then, what is that? Hold on. Is that a Pierce debuff? I think. Pierce power. Okay, good. We're not piercing anyways, so... because we have no... Shizu could give Pierce power, sure. But no one's actually giving Velzard, like, Pierce rate. So it's kind of wasted. So, we're going to need 110 points plus her own buff. Which we can't use now, because we'll gain the attack buff, but the Soul of Combos damage, since it's attached to the orb, will only last one turn. So there's no point in using the skill now. So let's go ahead and just kind of get her out of here. But actually, we can put the crit on now, because this crit resistance up doesn't really matter, because I don't think they give themselves crit resistance at all. No. Pierce power, pierce rate, and pierce resistance up. Okay, yeah, so let's go ahead and put the pierce on that way, or the crit, so we don't have to worry about that. Or, you know, the fire, whatever. We'll just do the fire. We'll do that. And then we'll get her out of here. And we'll just kind of hold until we have enough points, until we have, what, 70 points again? So we have 46 now, technically, so we just kind of have to wait. Let's do that. We might do some extra damage here, but they've got guard now. I don't want to kill either of them. I just want enough points to use her nuke and see how much damage she does. Was that an AoE, but it only hit one unit? That's kind of weird. Alright. So there's 78 points. Okay, so we're ready to go. Oh, and they healed too. Perfect. And their defense is leaving. Extra perfect. What is that seal? Pierce seal? Okay, whatever. Okay. That works. So let's bring her back in for Benimaru, since we don't really need him for anything. And then technically we could steal 2 more orbs to give her an entire hand, but that's not necessary. So let's go ahead and use Toa. Alright, cool. Orbs, and then we've got enough for the crit and enough for her own buff. So we're only missing 1% on the attack buff because it's level 9 skill, so I'm not too worried about that. So she has the 40% here, and then she has her trait from Toa, fire attack, crit damage from the charm, crit rate, and then 29% attack. And I'm fairly certain we're going to kill these two in one shot. So let's go ahead and send it. See how much damage we do. 55k. Which, you know, I'm sure she would do a lot more at 6-star. Because she's going to get that huge increase. Because we're at, like, what, 235 right now instead of 300%. So that ult would definitely hit much, much harder. But for a level 80 unit, I mean, those are 4 decent buffs, right? 30% attack, 40% ult. Guy's only giving 50, right? Guy's giving 50% and the 20% crit resistance down, which does help a lot. But its actual raw ult damage is only 10% down. And then we've got the 50% fire attack and the guaranteed crits for 55k. Maybe I'm just spoiled on, like, Dark Rimuru being stacked up with magic and guaranteed crit and crit damage. Maybe I'm just spoiled on that, but that just doesn't seem very good, in my opinion. But again, she is the weakest that she can be, and she doesn't have any awakened weapons, so there's another caveat. So maybe I'm underselling her a bit. Let's go into the Golem, let's wipe that out, and then let's go into Valor Cup, where I'm pretty sure is where she's meant to be used, alongside Jubilee. Alright, I realized after I stopped recording that I didn't use Shizu's AoE debuff, which is the whole, like, some of the point that she's here, is because alongside her not useful Pierce Power skill, it does have a second effect of all targets' AoE damage resistance down, so we could have done a little bit more damage on that last fight, so we're going to try and use it here. And by the grace of the RNG gods, we have received another perfect hand for Velzard to steal. So we're going to swap Milim out, and we're going to steal these, and then we should have another ult for her, which is great. Hopefully the Golem doesn't straight up die. Actually, will we get an ult, though? Oh, we do. Okay, perfect. Will it die, though? It will not. Perfect. So they'll have different defenses and different stats, you know, versus the Trainee Tria fight. And the Golem, it's fine though, so let's go ahead and Use the fire attack buff, and we'll hold that in the back. And then we'll bring Milim in. Yeah, alright. The blues are nerfed, so that's not really going to gain us anything. We're going to need... Now we're going to need more points, though. So we're going to need 70, we're going to need 85 points now. So let's do this, which we're 1 point off. Perfect. And he will not die from these. Will not die. We're going to send Hero. Will not die. Alright, perfect. I think he gets some defense here too, though. No, okay, he has nothing. Perfect. Okay, so we have 100 points to use. So let's go ahead and bring Velzard back in for Hero, who has 1 orb. And then we'll use the crit. And then we'll use Toa. And then we can use both the buff for Velzard and then the debuff for Shizu. So there's that, there's that. So there's the AoE debuff now, so her AoE alt will do more damage. And she has her attack buff, she has the fire buff, she has crit. She has the pierce buff, which doesn't really matter unless we happen to naturally pierce. And then we, again, have the 40% alt here. So let's go ahead and send this. He's not going to live, so we do 60,000 damage. Okay, so, I mean, maybe we could have done 60k on the other battle too. That's a little bit better, but it is at the cost of another skill. Still feeling kind of underwhelmed, but again, definitely nowhere close to her maximum potential. So those are all the AoE, like the stages we can use her on, because I'm not taking her to Tempered Edge. Let's go into Valor Cup now. Alright, so we're going to do 2 different teams here, and I want you to know that this took a fuck ton of time, okay? I had recorded a video with Violet and Shizu in Valor Cup, and I used all 3 of my fights. And then I forgot that I still had to make Velzard showcase, which means I had to use all of my blue tickets and some crystals to go all the way around the meta rotation to get back into the firefights. So please like the video. We're gonna use Toa, Shizu, Benimaru, Velzard, and then we've got Hero and Earth Valentine in the back to cover these 2 typings. So I feel like if we can get a good hand of Velzard with a few of the buffs, we can probably clear the field with her easily, even at level 80, even with no awakened gear. I still feel like in Valor Cup she is much more preferable to a bunch of single target alts, which is, you know, kind of how Valor Cup goes. I have been procrastinating my Valor Cup tier list. I don't want to do it. I haven't used every unit yet. It's rough trying to decide what I want to do with my time. But let's see. I wonder if we can play this a very specific way. So who's on the field? It's Earth. So I don't want to bring you in, but I'm going to bring you in for Velzard. And I'm going to send these 2 Benimaru cards in the hopes that we get another Shizu card next turn. That's what we're going to play for. Let's go ahead and start hitting Valentine. Alright, so we're nerfing their orange orb, which is not great because they only have 1. And we do not get another Shizu orb, which is very unfortunate. Alright, Benimaru taking some damage. Okay, we get 3 and 3. Hilarious game. I love it. We would need a 6 orb for that. We have 40 points. Maybe do we try and play around again and try and get... We're gonna try it again. This is definitely a gamble. God damn it. Alright, well, it didn't work. Benimaru has an ult. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and steal some orbs now. So, bring her in for Shizu. steal these, and then we're gonna rewind. With Valentine, no, with Benimaru coming out? No, with Valentine coming out. Alright, so then we're gonna rewind. We're gonna send these on Benny. This gets us Assault. Okay, good. At 36 points and not a full protection gauge, but we can kind of work on that. Looks like Benimaru's gonna die, thank God. And we got the rewind, so we just need to get protection gauge. And then we can probably nuke and do some decent damage. So yeah. How many points do we get off of that? We get 29, so 69. Nice. And that'd be 109 points, so we're 1 off. Let's see. Is there a way to get more? I mean, we could orb change with Benny. So we'd be losing 25, but we'd be gaining another orb. If that was another orange, that would have been real, real nice. I think we're going to play it like that, though, so we can't swap out anyways. So Benimaru has the potential to die here, because they could rewind, which would be really, really unfortunate. Hopefully it doesn't. And looks like Velzard or Mirren might die. No. Alright, she comes out. They've stole the ult from Benny, so that's good. And Benny also didn't die. Alright. Perfect. So now let's go ahead and use her buff. So there's that. And then we shall use Shizu. We're not going to use the crit buff for the hero. We're going to bring Shizu in. We're going to use Toa, 40 points, that's 94 points. Full hand of oranges. Let's go ahead and use the fire buff, let's use the AoE debuff, and let's use the instant damage on the hero to bring her HP down a bit, and also buff all these oranges. And I think we might be able to clear this entire round, depending. So fire attack, the pierce buff. Let's see, we got Pierce Power, which doesn't matter, crit damage from the Charm, which doesn't matter because we're not critting. Okay, let's see how much damage this does. Let's bring you in for Shizu now, right? No, we'll stay here. We'll do this, and then we'll do pop, 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 pop. I don't really care who we hit. We're gonna kill Valentine, so we've sealed their protection gauge. What was that, 29k? Was that 29k? We're gonna clear. Easily. On turn 4. And we don't even get to her normal orbs. Okay. I mean, I would consider that a fairly good showing right there. We didn't get as lucky as I wanted to be with, the stealing orbs, but it did work out. And her ult definitely hit hard enough. So I'm not upset with that. Let's try her out with Guy now instead, rushing ults and green orbs, and see if that is a better tactic or not. Okay, so for funsies, let's check out the stats real fast. 28,000, 12.5k attack, 10,000 defense for Benny. Oh wait, hold on. They all have the same exact stats. 12,515 attack, 10,174 defense, 28,038 HP. Yeah, this is going to go real well. Alright, so we're going to play this the same way and try to pray that we get better RNG for extra Shizu orbs. So we're going to swap you out of here. We're going to send these... We're going to send these Benny orbs on Valentine. We're going to pray that we get another Shizu orb, please, for the love of God. Don't be a dick. You were a dick. Okay, well, nothing we can really do about that, so that's really unfortunate. Okay, let's try it again. It's not going to do it, is it? Oh, it totally did it. Okay, cool. Whoa, Shizu might be dead. Hold on. No, okay, Shizu's alive. Cool. Which is perfect, because she's the one we're swapping out. Awesome. So let's do this. Let's get you out of here now. Let's use your steel. And I kind of don't want to. We're gonna kill her, right? Right? I'm fairly confident that we're gonna kill her. Yeah. And this will get us the ult. We don't have enough to use the rewind, which is what I really like to do, but it is enough to get Guy activated next turn. So we just have to worry about the unit in the back being water units, not killing Velzard immediately. So let's just do this. So we have sealed their defense skills, which doesn't really matter because I don't think there's too many units that are defense changing. And we've just barely killed. Okay. So definitely pretty tanky. We got Water Alice coming in. Okay. Oh, okay. Good thing there was not more. We have enough to use the fire attack and her buff. So let's go ahead and do that. Shizu will come out for Diablo? Yeah. Diablo will come out. We'll use the fire attack, and then we'll use her buff. This card is still good instant damage, but no longer has real meaning because we're about to change all these to greens, so it's fine that we don't have that. So there's the fire attack, there's the attack buff. We don't have enough points to use the AoE debuff, though, which is unfortunate. Hey guys, Editing Joker here, and I just wanted to let you know that I am dumb, because I am explaining that I don't have enough points to use the AoE debuff from Shizu. But that's the whole reason we brought Guy, right? Is, you know, for the ult rush, the green orb change, and his 15% AoE debuff skill that already happens. So I don't even need to use Shizu. So ignore my dumb piece of shit ass, and just continue with the video. Bye! But let's get you out of here as well, that way you don't die. Let's use Guy. Let's get that 35% ult gauge. Velzard now has a double ult. Okay, so let's do that, and then let's send 1 and 1, 1 and 1, and then we'll send the final orb on Alice because I'm pretty sure these two are dead. Pretty sure they're dead. So how much damage do we do here against them? 32-9. They are definitely dead, and then their replacement comes in. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the final hit, I don't think is going to kill Alice, but she's quite low, and we have another ult for both Benimaru and... okay, well, not Velzard. Also, probably not Shizu. Okay, well, she did her job, and she cleared out a full HP Benimaru and a full HP Soe, while doing decent damage to Alice. And now we just have to rewind and not let that Raphael ult. Okay, we're gonna rewind and we're gonna instant damage and maybe kill that Alice. Yeah, she's dead. All right, cool. So there we go. Pretty sure that this is game over now. Even though this is type disadvantage, we have a couple orbs here, and then we can just kind of clean it. Actually, well, let's do this. Alright, so I mean, yes, she died. Is that unfortunate? Yes. Did she do her job of clearing out 2.5 of the enemies? Well, 3, technically, because she one-tapped. Well, not one-tap, but she killed Valentine with her 6 orb send. We proceed to ult and kill full HP Benimaru and Soe, who have significant stats, and we did decent damage to type disadvantage Alice. I'd say that's pretty good for a level 80 unit. For relatively cheap skills, right? 50, 55, and 70 points is not out of the realm of usability in Valor Cup. So I'm not disappointed with that showing. And I think that definitely proves my point that she is much more suited for Turn Limit Jubilee and Valor Cup. Of which case, I think I might actually run her over Violet in Valor Cup after that showing, because this is the first time I've ever used Velzard in Valor Cup. So I'm not upset with that. Against a 470cc bot, I'm pretty impressed, actually. Her PvE damage, not so good, but she's not made for PvE. She's made for this, and she does very well in this. So my opinion of her has raised quite a bit. But let me know what you guys think about, this new Fire Velzard. What are your thoughts? Have you used her? But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.